All right, looks like I'm a little bit early, but that's okay. I'm not sure if I want to be in this room. Let's see. What room do I want to set up? Could be the office, but that would be too weird. Sure, why not? Let's. Oh, I know which room I want to be in. Back to nature. There we go. That's a good one. I like that one. All right. Hope you're all doing great. Excited to just get on here. Don't know how long Shannon asked me, how long are you going to be on the Facebook Live? I'm like, I don't know. Depends on how many questions come up. I'm going to see if I can add a... And if I can add a... nope, I can't. I can't say what it is. I'm using a different software program right now, so I don't know what it is. I don't know how to edit yet the title of what it is, but I'm glad that you're all here. Hey, Nicole, thanks for being here. Let me turn on the live for just a moment. Turn off the, because I want to be able to see all of your questions. I appreciate it. So you guys, my point of doing this, I thought about doing this morning. I was like, I need to get on here and see if I can answer some questions about the challenge or, oh, thank you. I appreciate the shirt, John, the shirt compliment. How do I do those backgrounds? Well, it's through using a green screen that I have behind me. On Zoom, you can do that without a green screen. It just kind of looks funky when people do it. I have an actual green screen here. I have a bigger green screen coming in 3 days that I'm so excited about because I'm going to be able to do it far behind me and have the whole wall, and I'm excited. It's just geeky stuff that I like to do to make the experience a little bit better. But in the challenge, I'm going to show you how you can do this as well if you need to or if you want to, and have a pop-up green screen instead of mine right now is a wall I have to put up. And anyways, so yeah, good question. Thanks again, John. So here, you guys, the reason why I wanted to go live is because I just wanted to talk about the challenge. If you have any questions on it, what it's going to be like, why I'm doing this, and all that fun stuff. And also, it's probably a bit of an addiction since I've gone live every week since COVID started, right? And sometimes multiple times. Sorry, I'm sitting on my phone. Multiple times throughout the week. And I wanted to, I missed y'all. I wanted to see how I could help and support y'all. So the point of the Selling Through the Screen Challenge, Shannon actually wants me to change the name to Connecting Through the Screen, because that's really what it's about, right? Making that connection, communicating more powerfully, and closing more efficiently. And those are the 3 main objectives I have when I decided to do this, and I thought about this and thought it all the way through. That's where we need to have the training on. Unfortunately, I just don't see that training out there. There are definitely friends of mine, other consultants, colleagues who teach a TC sales course. I teach a TC sales course. Well, I used to. I don't anymore. It's all online. It's an online program called Sales School. And I wanted to create something that was different than everything else that was out there, but could complement everything else as well. So if my friends who run or do a TC sales training course, that this would be a complement to what they're doing, not a competitive thing. I don't believe in competition anyway. For the most part, I believe in cooperation. And I wanted to create something that was unlike anything else out there. Well, luckily, I have the benefit of it's actually been about 12 years ago. My wife and, because it was 2007 when we started, about 2008. My wife and I started learning how to be masters of body language, meaning that not only did we take a course, not only did we go through a certification, but we actually used to teach this to real estate agents around the valley here in Utah. We used to teach it with a company called 3 Key Elements that taught us a lot of great stuff about body language in general. And I just saw that there's a problem here. With body language, you have 10% of our communication is the words we say, 35% is the tone that we use, and 55% is the body language. And that's a really important part. And if you feel at all that you use body language or cues or even just your intuition when you're talking to somebody in the sales process, that's really important. That's great. And you should really strengthen that muscle. And we teach that outside of online stuff. But Now that everything's going online, there's a whole new skill set that you got to learn, because you have to be able to connect with people and understand what's going on in their head with only seeing 15% of their body, right? Like I'm actually positioned well that you can see more of my body. You're going to get online with some of your patients who are going to be doing, the up close thing and the looking up here or looking up their nose, right? So you're going to be seeing a lot of things. Hey, Dave, how's it going? Dave Datweiler, awesome. Nicole, Shannon is right. Always. I don't even know what you're talking about, but oh no, that I need to change it to connection to the screen. Yeah, Shannon's always right. Thanks for everything that you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate that, John. Of course, my pleasure. So you guys, the reason why I'm doing this is so that more people, matter of fact, Dave, are you in the challenge? I hope you guys are in the challenge. Your team needs to be in the challenge. Hey, John, I don't know what that is, but that's cool. Oh, cool. On this new software I'm using, which I'm learning so that I can use it with all of you. It actually pops up the announce or the chat over here on this side. Oh, I love it. That's really, really cool. So the challenge is that you're only seeing part of the body. How are you going to powerfully connect, communicate, and close people through the screen like this? It's not just a matter of turning on a Zoom. Yeah, my microphone's like popping down. That's funny. It's not just a matter of getting on a Zoom call. It's a matter of understanding what you're seeing and what you can actually know what's happening in their brain connected to their subconscious when they're not saying anything. Knowing what does it mean when they grab their ear or they eye block or they cover up their supernal notch. Right? Those are really important things to understand so that you can ask a better question. But on the other side of that is the understanding of what are you saying to people. When you go to them and you say, so your treatment's going to cost you, your treatment investment is whatever it is, say it's $8,000. Understanding that using this gesture versus using this gesture or no gesture at all, that for them is not good reading, meaning that they are getting a different message from you if you're doing this versus this versus this. So that's why we wanted to do this. So my goal of doing this program was the challenge was to get people kind of used to being in front of the screen, first of all, comfortable with it, confident, and that's why I'm doing it. So the challenge is going to run Monday through Friday next week, okay? Monday through Friday next week is the challenge. It's every day at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know some of you are opening up your offices. Some of you are seeing your emergency patients. I totally get it. But I believe this is that important. I do. I mean, my first reaction, and I know this is going to push some buttons from some people, is schedule around it. Schedule around this program, because if you could sacrifice an hour of your time, then you could make an ROI on that of double, triple, quadruple of that time, then it's worth it. And I believe you will do that. I believe that through the next couple of days. And if you can't do that, then what we're doing is we're creating it. My boom mic keeps dropping into frame. Sorry, boom mic. And if you can't, then what you're going to want to do is we are going to have all of the trainings recorded so you can watch them throughout the week. But because it's a challenge, all of the trainings will be gone. They'll disappear on Saturday afternoon when I do the final drawing for the grand prize. And the grand prize is going to be worth over $2,000. It's totally awesome. I'm so excited to share it with y'all. And y'all, like I'm from Oklahoma or something. Sorry, with all of you. And I am just excited to share it with you. So all those trainings will be gone. But if you do all the challenges, if you watch the videos and then you do the challenge and you prove that you did the challenge, because every challenge you're going to have to actually show us either through a recording or through a video that you actually did the challenge, because we're all there to support each other. We're not going to grow unless we actually do the thing that we're asked to do. Then if you do all of those, then you're entered into the grand prize. However, if you're able to make it live, which I hope many of you are, then you are going to be able to get into some of the giveaways and the prizes every day when I'm live, because I'm going to give something away pretty much every day. So I'm excited about that. Janine, love what you do, Dino, and how you have stepped up when COVID hit our profession. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, you guys, I love this profession. I love what you guys do. I just want to support as much as I can. And yeah, I just thank you. I appreciate that. So what questions, if you have any questions for me about joining the challenge, and even if you're going to tell me why you're not joining the challenge, let me know. Like, go ahead and put that in the chat roll. I love to find out. I'd love to hear your questions. I'd love to answer those for you. I'd love to see how I can get you to get in the challenge. We have, as of right now, I think there's over, I think we had 53 as of about an hour ago, 53 offices that have joined this challenge. I'm so excited. Look, I'm charging $19 for every office. I'm not excited about the money. This isn't going to make me wealthy, right? I'm excited because of the connections that are going to be able to be made. As you know, if you've seen any of my stuff, I'm all about connections, all about communication, all about collaboration. And this is going to spread like fire. I also want you to recognize the importance of letting your patients. So I feel like everything I do, I'm trying to teach how you can do it too. There's nothing special about what I'm doing. It's just that I've been doing it maybe a little bit longer. I've failed, and so I know what not to do. But let me just give you an insight into Dino's brain. So I went on Facebook today, and you're here because maybe you saw that post, and I said, we hit our goal at 50 people, 50 offices in there. That was my goal. So now I have a new goal. I'm going to 100. Would you help me? Do you know of anybody, any friends that would actually might want to be in this goal? All of the people have signed up for the goal, for the challenge. I want them to ask their friends to be a part of it. And I said that look at all the lives that are going to be changed and connected and touched from doing this. That's the thing. What would happen if you went to your clientele and went to them and said, hey, we have a goal to create 50 smiles this month. We want to change people's lives and create 50 smiles this month. Would you like to join us in that challenge? Who do you know that you would like to help change their life through their smile? It's about the positioning of how you're doing. If you went to somebody and said, hey, so who do you know that needs braces? Or can you give us a referral? Well, that's no fun. That's weird. That's awkward. But if you actually go through the process of asking them something that gives them something back in return, which is the good feeling, the being connected, that's all very powerful. So that's why I went up there. That's why I'm up here right now. If you have not signed up, I want to know why. If you know somebody that might benefit from this, I had a sales rep. My microphone is so funny. I had a sales rep today reach out to me this morning and say, hey, I'm a sales rep. I think it was from Ormco. And she's like, I'm not an orthodontist, but can I do the challenge too? Because I'm not going to be able to go in and see my clients for how long? So I need to know how to sell through the screen. And I said, absolutely. You have to be on this. Because if you're a sales rep, if you have anything to do where you now need to transition from being live and in person with someone, even if you're in a speaker, that you need to know how to connect with people through the screen like I'm doing right now. So John asked, what's the biggest misconception about body language in business? Great question. I would say one of the biggest, there's probably many, but one of the biggest misconceptions about body language in business is that body language is about trying to see if they're lying to me. How are they being deceitful? And that's not what it's all about. Body language, the number one reason why we want to know about body language is because it builds rapport. And the second one is to help us ask a better question. So that being said, actually this pops in my head right now. I'll tell you what I think the biggest misconception is. I actually did a survey on this recently. The biggest misconception about body language is that people just know it. People just know it. In the course, I'm going to, on the very first day, I'm going to do a couple things that are going to push some buttons, which I'm excited about. I'm going to say some stuff that, well, it might. I mean, you guys might be prepared for it. I'm assuming that it's going to push some buttons for some people. But I'm going to show you how your thinking of what body language is and how you judge people as opposed to ask a better question. And you judge people based upon your own filters, your own preconceived notions, that is one of the biggest roadblocks to your success in connecting with people. So that's probably the biggest misconception, is that people that they already know it. I did a survey recently. If you're on my email list and you saw that I did a survey and you haven't taken that survey, go take that survey. But on that survey, one of the questions is about body language, how they feel about body language. And one of the questions was, I haven't really studied, but I feel like I'm naturally good at it. That was the overwhelming, like, I think it was 58% of people said that. Like, oh, I'm just good at it. I have good intuition. That's great. That's awesome. And there are some people who are naturally talented at certain things. And they also need to add to that natural talent the discipline of learning and educating and exercising and building that muscle. So that's why it's important. Those Ormco reps are go-getters. Good. I love it. I hope they're go-givers too. I really do, John. I hope that your Ormco rep is giving back to you right now. If for those of you in your office or that have team members in your office, maybe they're furloughed or you're like at halftime right now, I would highly recommend everyone read the book, The Go-Giver, because that's so vital right now for people to understand The Go-Giver. It's a great book. It's an allegory, and it's pretty easy, pretty simple to read. It's probably like on audio, maybe 4 hours if you read it on like 1.5 times like I do. I listen to stuff 1.5 times. So I would use that. Any other questions? Okay. So again, just let me know what questions you have in here. Again, I don't, Shannon, like I said at the beginning, asked me, how long I'm going to be on here. I don't know. I'm going to be on here as long as there are questions. And if there are no questions for a while, then we'll shut it down. But my goal here is to get you to sign up for, I make no bones about it. You need this. Like, you need it. My biggest worry about doing it right now is I went live yesterday in the group for the people who are already there. I got so much content that I know I'm not going to be able to share it all. I got so much content. I'm doing more editing now than I'm actually writing, because I got so much stuff I want to share. I'm giving I kind of like that. I don't want to overwhelm people either, so I'm giving people the stuff that I think will help them move the needle, but not the stuff that's going to feel like they've been, had a fire hose, drinking out a fire hose, and they can't do it. The number one message I really want to share is that you can do it. Like, it's not that it's not challenging. It's just got a learning curve, and it's different. And but once you master it, you're going to kill it. I had a doctor reach out to me yesterday. Oh no, it was in the group. When you get into the group, when you first go into the group and you're allowed in, I have to accept you because I have to show that you actually purchased it or your team members actually purchased it. I have an assignment there, and that first assignment is to go live and tell me who you are, where you're from, what you're excited about, and what's your number one question. And one of the questions was, how do we take our experience that we give to people and translate that virtually? Because his I'm not quoting him exactly, but he basically said, we're not the cheapest, we're not the lowest price people in the area. And part of that, and we're happy about that, part of that is because of the service that we give to people and the experience they have. How do we translate that into a virtual experience? Well, there's like 5 different ways that I immediately think of like, oh, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. I'm actually doing it with my people today and tomorrow, that I'm going to show them you can actually create that experience before they even get into the room, before they even get on the screen. Another part of that, though, is the experience you give them when they're here. So let me give you an example of that. A lot of people will be using Zoom or Zoom type experiences. Part of the moment that you're going to have in your in the experience with them, I'm going to move some stuff over here, is that you're going to need to show them, say, for example, the x-rays. Okay, let's just go with that. The doctor's going to come in, want to show the x-rays and say, this is what we saw or whatever, or you're going to want to point out things on the pictures. So you have the pictures, you have them on the desktop, and what you're going to end up doing is you're going to do something like share your screen. Well, that's fine. It's a good first step, but the challenge with that is that when you share your screen on Zoom, what happens? You disappear. Let me change my fade level a little bit here. This is looking weird. There we go. Okay. So what's going to happen? You disappear, or you go super, super small in the corner. So you have to know how to not do that. And instead, I'm going to grab a random thing that I have here on my desktop and see if it actually is going to show up here. Okay, here we go. So instead, you need to be able to go, hey, so here's your x-ray. And on your x-ray, we have this right here. And this is your teeth. And here's your pictures. So I'm not gone though, right? Because two things happen now. I can actually see you and you can see me. And so I can see what's going on in your face. So let's pretend that this right here is the contract. And you want to show them the contract. Now you can send it to them, that's for sure. But if you just throw this up, if you just send it to them and you have them open up their email or you share this on your screen, you're not going to be able to watch their eyes or their mouth. And that's important when it comes to reading what they're doing. So when you get to the place about replacement retainers and how they're going to pay $250 for each replacement retainer, you want to see how they react. Or pricing wise, maybe you throw up the price with the contract with the price on it before you actually say what the contract or what the price is. You want to see if they're leaning into the screen and then lean back, or if they do a big exhale, or if they do that. You want to watch that. And when you go super tiny in the screen, you can't do that. So it's little things like this that people aren't thinking about that are necessary to have as skills and understanding on how to make that experience different or unique for them. Maybe you want to share with them, how's this? Maybe you want to share with them a video on what they can do or what it's going to look like to have that expander. You want to show the kids, okay, you're going to have an expander. You want to show them that video, or you're going to show them the transformation that you have. One of the greatest tools I think you have with iTero, if you're using anything iTero, is to be able to show them the before and after, like what's the rendering going to look like? Well, if you have this situation, you can say, oh, let me show you something. This is what, and I'm again going to show you a random video. You can pop up a video and say, hey, let me show you what the rendering of your teeth are going to look like. And you show them in the screen what you're doing. Okay. And you can go, oh, I'm going to show me, let me move this here. I'm going to show me transparent PIP. There you go. I'm just going to talk about this. And this is just obviously one of my videos, but you would be showing them what it is. So you can talk to them just like this, or you could stop that and you can go back to the screen. That's my other screen. That's my default screen. So you can create that situation for them. So that's what I'm talking about, is the ability to actually show them different things about what you're doing. Let me go back to my main screen. And get rid of those areas that people, there we go. Sorry, I somehow turned off the sound. I apologize for that. People are like, where's the sound? Where's the sound? So what I was saying was, Nicole, yes, like maybe we can do an advanced course. I actually am planning an advanced course. Yeah, I am doing an advanced course. I promise I am. I just don't want to overwhelm people right now. Who's got the cell number for Dino? That's funny. So I must have hit the mute when I was going over here to this other place. Sorry about that. but I wanted to make sure that people have the good foundational stuff before they jump to it. It's one of the challenges that we all have with our own stuff, right? Is that we jump to, we don't want to do the foundational stuff. We want to go to the prize. Yeah, I know. I see that. Yes. Thanks, Scott. I saw it. Hey, do I still not have sound?
No sound.
That's weird because somebody else said I'm back.
Oh, maybe here. I don't know. Maybe you're back.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Look at the comments.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. Scott Law is on the phone. Yes, caller. Can I get your name, please? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're getting into good stuff. I'm like, I gotta hear this.
Let's see. I think we're good. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. I'm back. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, caller. That's funny. I should do a call-in show. I'm telling you, I love this type of stuff. That's great. Services can't hear me, can't hear you. I'm good now. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So what I was saying was that with an advanced course, right, like Nicole was talking about, that's so important, right, to be able to do that advanced course. Could you not, somebody tell me on the chat here, could you not hear me when I was talking about the overlays and the sharing your screen with stuff? Or could you hear that? Let me know. Someone tell me. Could you hear when I was showing you the video? Could you see that, or did my sound go away? Oh, wait. This is called dead air on broadcast television and radio. We don't want that. You're good. You're good. Okay, you heard it, Nicole. Janine did not hear it. Nicole did hear it. I don't know how that happened. But okay. So when I was giving the point about showing video, like if no, Scott said no, yes, you could hear and see it. Okay. Weird. Most of it. Okay. So I'll just, I will just repeat it. Okay. So basically what it is this, is that when you want to show the video of like the transformation of their teeth, then to be able to show it on your screen with them, or at least still be there and see what's going on, that's going to be crucial. Because if you're using Zoom, you can do the split screen, which is cool, but you don't want to go away, right? You don't want to completely have their face be gone. So using stuff like overlays, an overlay is like this. So if I wanted to, this is not good yet. I don't have that overlay. So basically overlays are anything that can go over the screen. I feel like my things just got deleted for some reason. But if I were to put in here a countdown timer, or if I wanted to put in here my logo or anything like that. So let's just say I wanted to say, hey, so I want to show you what's going on in your teeth on the x-ray that your dentist sent over to me. You can just pop this up. Let's just pretend this is the x-ray. I obviously don't have an x-ray here. But you can sit here and you can point out what are the challenges that you want to. Now, here's what's really cool. Let's just say you have their teeth on your phone. All right. I'm going to plug in my phone. I just plug in my phone to I'm just going to keep it on this. Okay. So you could plug your phone in, and now my camera here. Okay. Now you can show them my phone. Now this is my phone you're seeing live. Hopefully I didn't mute myself again. Yeah, good. Okay, so this is my phone live. You can put that in there, and you could go picture in picture. You can take that away, and you can go back out. You can empty that. So you can come back here. So now you're seeing my green screen behind me, right? So now you've got all of that information. I muted again. That's funny. So every time I went to do that, I muted myself because I went to a different screen. I apologize, everybody. Thank you for that. I know. You guys are all like, what are you doing? You're muting yourself. It's just because I'm hitting this dumb little thing. I have so much stuff up right now because I wanted to show it that I went back out. So I'm back. I tell that I'm back because I can see my bumper hitting. All right. So the point is that you want to make sure that you have not just Zoom stuff. You want to actually go through the process. Somebody's texting me saying, you're muted. You want to actually make sure that you have little tools to make the experience that much more incredible for them. And anyways, so I'm just going off on tangents and stuff like that because so the last year, now you have all that information, then radio silence. Someone needs to do bad lip reading episode on this. Absolutely. If you did that, I would totally please post it because that would be great. So it says that now you have all the information in one place is what I was saying. And you can throw it up there and you can say, here's this, instead of disappearing through a virtual, through a Zoom and that shrinks you down to nothing and you can't see the other person's face. So again, I'm just freewheeling it here. I don't have an agenda other than to answer your questions. But as you can tell, I'm excited about this and excited about sharing people. I've gotten more comments about me being muted than any questions that you have. My charades are on spot though. Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate that. I was always bad at that elsewhere, but here I'll do just great. So, anything else here that I can go through? Okay. So you guys have no other questions? We could be done here. Gosh, how long have I been on already? 31 minutes. That's pretty good for no agenda. Can you tell that Dino can talk? I've been talking all day too. I've been I've been doing training since 8 o'clock this morning with teams. I have a team in Hawaii. I have all those other teams. And I just thought in my break, I was like, I want to make sure. Any recommendations for a green screen? Good question. So, I just totally went out of focus. Hi, camera. There I am. All right. So, green screen. Where do I get overlays and green screen? Okay. So first, any recommendations for green screen? Go to Amazon and get a pop-up green screen. I'm going to take my green screen away, so I'll show you what it is. It's just this big green screen behind me, and it's from Amazon. It's a photography green screen. It's a pop-up. So it can go into a big circle that's about 2.5 feet in diameter, and then it pops up and do it. However, and you can do that for sure. I use that here. I use that when we're traveling in our home when we travel around the country. Sorry, I'm gonna fix my microphone and make it tighter. There you go. Look at that. It's called live TV, folks. That's why we're doing this. And as you can tell, I have untucked my shirt today too because I was done for my day until I came and did this. So anyways, this will pop up. And in that pop-up, what happens is you have to have a stand for it. Well, there's actually one that you can do that pulls up. I am creating a list of different resources, different equipment that you can use that makes things easier. For example, I'll give you an example. I did for part of a future course, I had a TC who's been doing virtual exams for the last 2 years, do some role playing with myself, and then I had my daughter come in and be a patient on a role play because I want to give role plays away to people so that they don't have to think of it. Anyways, she's been there for 2 years, and the one thing that she didn't have a microphone. She had okay lighting. And the point is that I think experience-wise, you want to have the best equipment possible to create the best experience possible. I can get off of green screen now. I can go back to this. And when sound is really important, right? So you can have the echoey sound, you can have it just in their ears, but you really want to have sound that they don't have to try to hear you or try to listen to you, that is really clear. So I'm going to talk about different microphones you can use. I have 3 different microphones on my desk, literally, actually 4 if you count, 5 if you count the computer. So I got a computer microphone I can use, I've got my webcam microphone, I have my boom mic, I have a Yeti mic, and then I have my ear mic that I do when I stand and I train. So there's a lot of different things you can get from that. But my point of all that is that there's one that is a green screen it's one that goes on the ground and you pull it up and then you can put it back down. That's one. I have 2 of those coming in the next couple of days because I want to use a bigger, a wider lens for what I'm doing here. What tools for creating the PIP? It looks great. So the picture-in-picture is a part of Ecamm. Ecamm is one of the softwares that I use here. You could also use Ecamm as a paid service. There's one called StreamYard that you can do that too. StreamYard allows you to do the things like this here. It allows you to do green screen. It allows you to do picture-in-picture. It allows you to do split screen with someone. So that's good there. And Ecamm, it can go through Zoom or Skype. And I don't know how well it goes through some of the other softwares that you guys that I know people have talked about that that orthodontists do use for some of the virtual stuff. But you can use it even if you don't have a green screen, right? You can use it no matter what. So that's good. And then here's the slide up that we use. Oh, cool. Oh, you have a slide. Great. There's a resource in the chat right there. Thank you for putting that in there, Eddie. I appreciate that. Yes, I would love that list. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we're trying to do a couple of different lists. Marianne asked, where do we get those overlays? So the overlays are, you can create them on your own. So I'll actually create, how about this? I'm going to create an overlay with you right now. I'm going to create an overlay that is, I'm just going to say, okay, so look, I'm going to add this overlay here, and you've got, I'm going to give it a background. I apologize. I should have given it a background. There's a background. Let's go with a red background. So this is just part of the Ecamm service that's on there. You can go, so I can do that. Okay, I can create that situation there. There we go. I'll make that bigger. Now, Ecamm allows you to do this, so you can just pop that up. And by the way, I can now, once I made that, I can turn that on or I can turn that off whenever I want. I just hit a button and it turns on and turns off. I also could take this and I could make it, you've probably seen this before when I've been on screen, is now I can make this a ticker. So I can have it go across my screen just like you would on a news screen, a news tick. So it just depends on what you want, and you can do whatever you want with this thing here. So that's one of the overlays you can do. Let me turn that off. By the way, if you haven't gone and followed me on TikTok, listen, if you're not using TikTok in your business right now, the algorithm is insane. Literally 2 weeks ago, I had about I had about 25 followers. I now have 2,79 followers. Now, obviously, I'm doing dancing or whatever, but you guys can do whatever you want to build that up. It's a great algorithm. I'm telling you, if you're on that, Instagram was yesterday, TikTok is today. You still want to do Instagram, but you can definitely use it for your business and to build your business. That being said, these overlays, I can do whatever I want with them. So I can make them smaller, I can make them bigger, I can play with them. This is my full screen here. But you can put anything you want as an overlay, and you just make it the overlay. You can brand it, all that fun stuff. So, good question. All right. I think those were all the questions there. Someone needs to... Oh, we already did that one. All right. Any other questions, you guys? I love these. See, this is stuff I like, and this is also stuff I'll be covering some of this stuff in the training, but it's also some of the stuff I've had to edit out because, I mean, I'll do Q&A like this in the challenge. So, man, I just had a thought. Look, if you have multiple TCs or multiple offices, remember, it's just $19 per office. So you should be doing it for them. It's really, you're going to have a lot of really great information in that stuff. That's going to be great. You bet, Marianne. Absolutely. On there. Okay. So, you guys, I'm now at 40 minutes in and no agenda, just having a conversation with you. I really appreciate you being here. It's super sweet of you all to tune in. I appreciate that. But let me know if you have any other questions that I can answer. And it doesn't have to be technical stuff. You can ask me what we're going to be doing in the program or in the challenge. Ask me some of the gifts. Why should you be in the challenge or should you not? If you're on this right now and you haven't signed up for the challenge, you haven't signed your offices up for the challenge, I'm going to just give you your call to action right now. Go do it. Go do it. It'll be totally worth it. I promise. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the more the merrier, right? The more people, because my goal is to build a community of people who are like-minded, who want to be successful and recognize this. This is really important. Here's who shouldn't come to the challenge. Here's who I don't want in the challenge. If you think using virtual exams, virtual consultations, selling through the screen is a nice idea for right now, but it's going to kind of eventually die out when we get back to quote normal, then you shouldn't be in this. You shouldn't do the training, because I believe it's the wave of the future. I believe we are now in Buck Rogers territory, right? Like, it's not about when it's happening, it's that it is happening. And the offices that assimilate to that and recognize the evolution of the practice and recognize what an incredible value it is to your patients will win the day. You thinking that this is just a nice idea or you don't understand it. I actually saw something a while ago where I was watching, and one of the lead people who was having the conversation, they were kind of not for it, and it's like, I don't get it, I don't understand it. Why would you want to do that? You know, to me that is a Blockbuster and a taxi mindset versus a Netflix and an Uber mindset. The number one thing that going virtual does for you and your team and then your clients is to give back time. People, they value their time more than anything. And coming to see you, I know you're awesome. I know you're amazing what you do. I know you're funny and all that stuff. That's great. But you know what people would much rather do? They'd rather go to their lunch break, not have to leave their office, spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes on the phone with you, get a diagnosis, not a suggestion, but a diagnosis, and actually sign up over the phone. If you haven't seen my most recent, AJ signed up. Awesome. Thanks, AJ. I'm glad to have you there. If you haven't seen my most recent, I think it was my email yesterday I sent out about, I talked about Kim from Loopy Orthodontics, who is killing it. Like, not just people doing exams, people signing contracts, sending her money right now, cash flow right now, doing it. So it's just a wave of the future. It's not the wave of the future. It is the future. We are here. So you have to think of it that way. I think that there's a lot of time that you're going to get back as an owner of a business. That if you could stack up your clients or your potential clients, man, and because of time only being now, it's only going to take them, 15 minutes, or not 20, let's just say half an hour to go through an exam, as opposed to an hour and a half, or an hour and 50 minutes, or an hour. That's more time in your bucket, and that's huge. Hi, Nicole Jane. Awesome. So good to see you. Me too. I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys again, and thank you for being a part of this. So, it's what you have to be doing. And there's so many cool things that we can do. Part of what I do and what I love doing is, so I don't know, some of you have heard this before. Some of you know this about me. I don't consider myself a consultant in this industry. I use the word consultant sometimes because it's what you know, but I am not a consultant. I am an advisor. And so what I do is I go and I find from multiple different sources, multiple different businesses, other entrepreneurs, huge companies, and I see how can we take that thing and really disseminate it, right? And tear it apart and put it into your thing. I'm writing an email right now about Smile Direct Club and how we should you should follow their model. Not completely. And I know that using the word Smile Direct Club for a lot of orthodontists is like, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, right? You shouldn't use the name Voldemort. But Harry Potter didn't care about that. Harry Potter was like, no, if you use the name, then it weakens the power. And I can learn about him and I can destroy him. Well, I want to learn about Smile Direct Club and I want to know from them. And by the way, they have huge marketing budgets. So they're already doing the marketing research for you. Here's something they know. They know that people don't want to go through traditional braces and go through traditional liner situations. So how can I use that to my advantage? Well, I can do things like I can create a scenario of what they're doing with their follow-up and their marketing to make it more exciting for me. I mean, how many of you that are watching this, like when you use the value add of, oh, we don't use the goop anymore, to do impressions. We don't do that. I mean, then we don't have to make you gag. And of course, people my age totally get it. We're like, yeah, I hated that thing. I remember choking and gagging on it, and the assistant going, well, just breathe through your nose. I'm like, I am breathing through my nose. I'm still being gagged, right? You use that as a selling point. But Smile Direct Club has used this for a selling, not a selling point. They use it for a selling point for themselves of like, no, we use it and you get to do it at home. And little kids now who love slime and who love the goop are going, wow, I can do this myself. And they're using it as a value add. My point is use what they're doing. Use their market research. Use their millions upon millions of dollars of market research to use that in your company, to see what they're doing. Go, oh, how can I tweak this and make it better, faster, stronger for my clients? That's the way my mind works. I look at stuff all the time. I'm like, ooh, how can we do that? As a matter of fact, today. I don't know if I want to tell you this. Okay, I will. I don't know if I want to tell you this. Okay, I will. Okay, so I'm having a battle in my head. I'm hearing my wife be like, don't give away your secrets and don't tell them that. So here's the deal. I'm gonna challenge you all. Since you're all here, you're not in the challenge, but I'm gonna challenge you anyway. I'm gonna challenge you all to go right now, or after this video, or after you're done watching this, and go to AmericanGreetingCards.com. AmericanGreetingCards.com. Matter of fact, I can probably share it with you, right? So AmericanGreetingCards.com. I don't have an affiliate with them. I'm not, any of that. But AmericanGreetingCards.com has videos, video cards that you can send out to people. Okay, let's do this. Does anybody have a birthday close to today or today? If anybody has a birthday today, that'd be awesome. If anybody has a birthday close to today, even better. But does anybody have a birthday close to today? Let me know. Anybody? And if you do, I hope you have a semi-normal name, not like Dino, and tell me how old you are or have you just turned. Okay, I'm going to share something with you that you can do in your office I guess the point is this. If you're asking how do you make the experience really cool for people, then you create something for them. No one's had a birthday, huh? Shannon's here. Shannon doesn't have a birthday anytime soon, but it's Mother's Day. Anybody have a birthday anytime soon? No one? All right, I'm going to go a different route. So let's just say you have a new patient that's going to be coming in or coming to a virtual. You have a patient who's going to be coming to a virtual appointment soon, and today is Sue Hannon's anniversary. That doesn't help me. Sorry, there's a very specific thing I was going to do, but I could do. I'm sure there is one in here for an anniversary. But I'm going to share something with you. Let's just say you have a patient who is coming in, and they're going to be here tomorrow. Bobby's like, mine's Christmas Day. It doesn't help me right now, but I appreciate that. So let's just say you have a patient coming in tomorrow, and you want to maybe they have 2 or 3 other appointments, and they're and you want to you want to solidify yourself in their brain, right? You want to make them be like, oh my gosh, wait, Janine. Okay, Janine, you asked for it. Janine, how old are you going to be? I know you're not supposed to ask a lady that, but I'm going to ask you anyway. And you guys are going to have to be patient for me because this is going to be worth the wait, I promise. Janine, what is your... so let's now change the scenario to you have a patient who has a birthday, and I know you can send a simple card, and that's fine. Janine, do you have a birthday? And you might know what I'm about to do because you've been around me long enough. I don't know if there's oh, there it is. Oh, Jeannie. Sorry, I said Janine. Jeannie, I have a, there you go. So I'm gonna do something different. Or I'm gonna do this. So you could go and you can get an account on Scott Law's 29. Scott Law's like, I'm gonna be 29. Okay. All right. Wonderfully young 57. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. you know that you have a patient who's coming in and they have a birthday, or maybe they're just coming to visit you tomorrow. You can do one of two things. This is what you can do for a birthday greeting. Now you can send a card. Sure, you could totally do that. Boring. Or you could send this. I'm going to share my screen. Nope, I don't want to. Show my Google Chrome. I don't want to. Secondary display. Here you go. All right, so Janine, I'm going to share my greeting card with you. You could send this. I could be sending this to you, Janine, and hopefully you're going to be able to hear the sound.
Where we've secretly replaced your birthday cake with Donny Osmond. Happy birthday, Jeannie. This one's for you. Jeannie, it's your birthday. Time to celebrate and sing about who you are. Jeannie, it's your birthday. Time to sing and shout. Come on, that's what you gotta do. Break it down. Another year, it's true, but 57 years sure looks good on you. Oh, Jeannie, it's your birthday. Let's all dance and sing and shout your name. Oh, Jeannie, it's your birthday. The music's hot, it's time to rock. This birthday party won't stop. Come on, Jeannie.
Okay. Now tell me that's not going to get your patient's attention more than just a regular card, right? Happy birthday, Jeannie, by the way. But that's why. Oh, sorry, it's still running on the Facebook. So here's the deal: you could do that for birthdays, or I'm going to go with the other scenario of you want to see someone. See if it goes back. That makes sense. Remembering your Donnie replay at your last office. Right, exactly. So that's why I choose the Donnie one, because there's a whole story around that. If you missed it, it's a great story. We'll tell you something. But let me show you this real fast. So let's just say you want to tell somebody how excited you are about having them come in. So you send them a little surprise card the night before they come in. And you, because you have an account with American Greeting Cards, by the way, I think it's like $50 a year. You can send as many of these out as you want. It doesn't matter. There's no cap, right? Marianne, yes, I did that for you. Awesome. That's awesome. So, hi, Tamara. How you doing? So you want to send to your patient, say, hey, I'm so excited to see you tomorrow. Matter of fact, check this out that we sent to you, that we want to send to you. Sorry, I'm doing all my secondary display stuff. Okay. So here, you send them this little card.
When you're smiling, oh, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, oh, you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. When you're crying, well, you bring on the rays of that sun. Oh, be happy again, keep on smiling, 'cause when you smile again, the whole world smiles with you.
Okay, so again, you're sending out a personal message to your client. No one else is doing that. None of your competitors are sending them an e-card before they come up for their appointment. My point is that if you want to create the experience for people, just because you're not together with them doesn't mean you can't. You can personalize this. You can do birthday cards like that. There's one here with Shaquille O'Neal. So if you know your client loves, Shaquille O'Neal and basketball, which I know that Shaquille O'Neal is from basketball, which is surprising. But you can do things like that help enhance the experience of the people. So again, I had no agenda for this. I'm just spouting off stuff. Of course, now I've been here almost an hour. Not surprising. But I love sharing that type of stuff with you so that you can create this amazing experience with your patients and they can feel connected with you. If you were to send them out a card like this, or a card that says, there's one on here that has an old man dancing to I'm So Excited, you know, the 80s song, you could send that out to them as well. So the point is that there's a way to connect with people beyond and better than we were doing before. So just some thoughts. Anyone else that has a question? I hope you enjoyed that. That was fun. I love sharing that. I think it's like $50 a year, and you can set out as many of those as possible. I promise you, no other of the doctors that they're thinking about going there, doing their exam with, is getting this. You can send a special one to mom. You can send thank you cards, anniversary cards. You can send excited to see you cards, don't forget cards. Like, I know that many of you guys send out the text to like, don't forget, but man, if I were to get that, that's a totally different conversation. I feel like my masked edges are not masked anymore. Okay, there you go. Well, you guys, I don't know about you. I've had some fun in this last hour. If nice shirt, Dino, this is from Express or Zara? I think it's from Express. I don't know. I have to ask my wife. I think it's from Express. But random question, random thought. So if you haven't joined the challenge, this is my call to doing it. Sydney joined, and Wendy, how you doing? Wendy Benson, my old cheerleading partner from Apple Valley High School. Sun Devils, Spirit Fingers. So I'm gonna just call you out right now. Join the challenge. There's no reason you shouldn't be joining the challenge. There's no reason you shouldn't be part of our 100, our team of 100. Be one of the 100. And you know what? How about this? If you think this isn't for you, Dave Datweather, thank you. Were you here this whole time? That's awesome. Thank you, Dave. Dave, you guys should be signing up for this. Your team should sign up for this if you haven't already. If you don't think this is for you, do someone you like a favor and tell them to come on and do it, because they're going to thank you for it. So if you have a client, if you have a patient who you know they're in some sort of the sales world, maybe I saw that Scott O'Neill was down here right now. Scott, you guys need to know how to do this and connect to the screen. So be there. I'm hoping that over the last 57 minutes, you've seen just a little peek into Dino's brain of how I like to connect with people through the screen. I can't even see you. All I can see is your comments, and if you popped in here or out. But hopefully you felt some sort of connection with me through what I was able to give to you and the value that I was able to give. So thank you guys so much for being here. Hi, Wendy. Back to Wendy. That's awesome. It's fun. Facebook is fun for from previous life friends, like high school friends, right? So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna do a 3-minute countdown. If you have any more questions, this is your time. If not, I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna go spend some time with my wife. It's 7:00 at night before I'll spend like probably an hour or an hour and a half with her, and then I'll probably come back here to my desk to prepare, because I got so much stuff to prepare for this weekend. And apparently I can't take off Mother's Day. I have to like not work on Mother's Day apparently. Hey, it's Mike. Oh, Mike. Okay. All right, Mike. Good to see you. Wow. Thanks for creeping on Wendy's Facebook. That's really good of you. Renata, thank you from Melbourne. You've been a staple on a lot of these. I really appreciate it. That's very, very nice of you. I appreciate you being here. I'm hoping to help you guys out there down under. I have a question. How am I, buddy? I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Thanks, Mike. I am awesome. This has been a great last couple of weeks. I know, and my heart goes out to people who are having challenges and hurting. And yes, people are dying. People were dying before this. I know that sounds kind of heartless, but it's true. I hope that people who are seeing the opportunity that is in front of them, the innovation that is happening right now, that you're taking advantage of it. I definitely am, because I see that there are people struggling and hurting, and you don't have to. Like, this is such a great time. We got 1 minute before I'm going to head out, guys. So ask any of your last minute questions. Thanks for all the hearts and the loves and the appreciation. If you're still here, give me some hearts and loves and some likes. And that care thing is weird to me still. I think that care thing is odd. Thanks. I appreciate that, Renata. That's really nice of you. All right, you guys, last 30 seconds. No more questions. Good. So glad to hear you're doing amazing things. Keep it up. You guys, too. Namaste to you, dude. I hope that you guys are doing awesome out there in Texas. I believe you're still in Texas. And go kill it. Like, everybody have an amazing night. For all you moms, if I don't see you on Monday, I want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day. You deserve it. You're awesome. And thank you for all that you do as being great mothers in this world. I have an amazing mom, and I'm married to an awesome wife, so I'm lucky for that. So happy Mother's Day, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.